Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm coming at you guys with another how-to video. It's the Appliance Guru. Um, Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix this Samsung microwave. So it's turning on, it accepts commands, and it allows you to push the buttons, starts up, but it does not heat. This could be an issue that's happening with your microwave, or it could be something else. In this case, it's just going to be one part that I need to replace on it. I had my buddy, he actually gave me his microwave because he got another one. He couldn't wait to repair it, so I went ahead and took it so that I can show you guys how to fix it. So let me show you guys what's going on with it. You go up to it, you put a cup of cold water in there, you run it, the turntable is spinning, the time is winding down, you hear the fans running, you hear everything going on in there. I'm gonna pause this and get back to you guys when it's done. And we're back. So you run it, you go to pull out your hot coffee. Let me take off my glove, and it's cold. You go, what the hell? So let's put that off to the side. I'll show you what's going on with this one. So what you want to do is you want to remove just about all the screws on the outer shell, or what I call the skin. It's gonna seem a little bit overwhelming because it is a lot of screws. But these screws for the mounting brackets, you don't remove. You don't remove those screws. You just remove just about everything else. You know, what really helps me is that I have this magnetic tip. Sometimes it's really helpful and magnetic-y, but sometimes some screws on some washers or something like this, they're stainless steel or they're non-magnetic, and it's a pain in the neck. I don't think these are magnetic, but let's get these first. I'm kind of going in an order. So I know I can probably fast forward this, but I want you guys to see all the screws that I'm taking out. Not all microwaves are the same. Different model numbers, different brands are a little bit different, but it's all pretty much relative, you know. I want you guys to see how many screws we remove. This one has some screws missing, but that's alright. I have some extra screws I can put on here. Sorry. Sometimes I kind of watch what I'm doing and not where the camera is. It's a little bit hard because I'm kind of doing this on my own. So I think I think that's gonna just about do it for the screws on the outside. I don't see any more, except the mounting bracket screws, but those we don't have to remove. I don't see any more. And now I have to flip the microwave on its back so that I can get to the bottom screws. Be right back. Oh yeah, and once you flip the microwave on its back, make sure you take out the plate and the carousel wheel, because it'll clank around and it could break. You know, I think in the 12 years I've done it, I've only broken one plate, and that was on an installation, not on a repair. But yeah, it sucks. You really don't want to break. You really don't want to break a plate, because then you're out money that you could have made, or yeah, you're just out a bunch more money. So there's quite a bit of screws. I think there was 1 or 2 missing. We'll pop them on there, but I'm gonna pop this thing back over and then show you guys how to take the skin off. All right, so another really important thing before you take the skin off is you want to make sure to unplug it. Now for this repair, you don't have to take the skin off, but I do want to show you guys some things inside. So I'm gonna take it off. This thing's gonna be a little bit of a pain in the neck. I'm not missing one screw. See, that's why you gotta make sure you get all the freaking screws. There you go. Skin's coming off. That is the carbon filter. So if your house does not have a vent, so that's my vent. I have a vent, and it's also a Samsung. Go Samsung. Except for the fridges. So if your house does not have a vent, you're gonna need to run these fans forward through the exhaust, through the carbon filter. That's just a quick thing. Another thing that could be possibly happening if you have no power, it's one of these fuses could be bad. You just check the continuity on those. If you're going to be working on it, I already did this, but you also want to discharge your capacitor. So what you do is you unplug these leads, 1, 2, and 3. You unplug them, and with a insulated screwdriver like this one. Here, you know what? I'm just gonna show you guys. Make sure you know where you plugged everything in and where you're unplugging stuff. So you got this bad boy and this bad boy. So you got to make sure you discharge it. You just tap both the connectors, and it'll discharge the capacitor. That way you don't get shocked. All right, then we just put these things back. You want to minimize your chances of getting shocked. That's all. Make sure you use insulated tools. All right, let me put my stuff back in. Cool. So here is the culprit, and you can see here that it's nice and charred. That's a pretty big indicator that something is broken. If the connector is burnt, um, you should test that part. It's crazy because I hadn't really seen a thermal fuse be intermittent before. And when I first was testing this, it was really weird because I would randomly, it would test good, and then randomly it would not test good. So I would put it on, heat up a couple of things, and then it would go bad. It would not have any type of continuity or any of that. And then I would let it cool off, and it had continuity. It was good. It worked for a couple of times. Finally, what I ended up doing was I took this is something you should not do because this part it's a safety part, but me, to just verify that this was the culprit, so you want to, it has these little pins, damn it, I can't find it. Here it is. So it has kind of like a push pin that you got to push on to, let me show you guys. It has this little push pin that you have to push on to remove it. But anyways, like I was saying, what I ended up doing, you see the little pin in the middle, the little tab, you got to push on it to remove it. So what I ended up doing to figure out 100% that this was the culprit, I just bridged these two wires. Like I said, don't do it and don't run your microwave that way. Do not do it and do not run your microwave that way because it could cause some serious issues. Don't do it. But the way I wanted to verify that this was the bad part, I bridged these two wires, and I ran them, and I ran the unit for a bunch of times. I was there for like 2 hours at the customer's house or at my buddy's house. I ran it a bunch of times, and it worked. It worked perfectly fine. So that's how I knew this was intermittent. And it would test, sometimes it would test good and sometimes it would not test good. So I want to show you guys a couple more things on this microwave. You have another thermal fuse like this one, which sometimes goes bad. And you have that on top of your magnetron. So this is your magnetron. And this is your transformer. Sometimes the transformer's bad, sometimes the magnetron's bad, sometimes it's just that thermal fuse on top of the magnetron. Once that one goes bad, it will not let the magnetron turn on. Very rarely is it your capacitor or your diode, which is this. This is your capacitor, this is your diode. Very rarely do those fail. A lot of times it's these fuses. But if the fuses go bad, sorry, let me zoom in. If the fuses go bad, you have to check them and verify why the fuses went bad. So this time, like I said, it was the thermal cutoff. That's what the part is called. And I'm gonna go grab it and we can install it. Be right back. All right. So we are gonna take that thermal fuse off. These things are kind of a pain in the neck to put back on. They're easy to take off. They're just very tedious and like small. And that's part of why I don't really like working on microwaves, because they are very, very tedious. And like there's like a lot of things that can go bad, and it's just a pain in the neck sometimes. So as you can see here, see how it's kind of all burnt up, and you see some scraping on it. I scraped a lot of that burnt charred stuff. The other one is fine. I scraped a lot of it because I thought maybe it wasn't making a good contact, but yeah, it's just, you know, it was just tough. And this specific part was very hard to come by. So it was like a special order part, and like I said, you don't really want to play around with them and like Mickey Mouse these things, because then you can cause like a fire, or maybe not a crazy situation, but you can cause some dangerous stuff. You know, you just don't want to mess with high voltage microwave stuff. Anyway, so let's see. Hopefully, I can get it on the first try. Maybe it's. Damn it. Awesome. Man, I struggled so hard to put the other one back on. And I'm kind of glad that I was able to get it on the first try. So as you can see here, it hooks on the cabinet, and then it screws on the other side. It has this little holder. This is the old one. This little holder that moves. Cool. And then what you want to do is just check the connection. If you want to, you can replace the wire harness connection, or you can unsolder and resolder. Replacing the whole wire connection is a big thing, but I had already cleaned this one off earlier, and it's making a pretty good contact, so I'm not gonna replace it. I just don't want to do it because replacing wire connectors sucks. Wire harnesses sucks. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. There it is. And then there it is. Just kind of pop this thing back into place. Kind of gotta like, there it is. And then you hear that click. It's not coming out. It's nice and secure. All right, let's test this bad boy one more time. I'll keep the light on and see if it worked. Okay, so now we have to, ooh, cool, I was able to open it without knocking over all these screws. All right, so now I put this thing back in on the plate, all that good stuff. Make sure it's on there good, so it spins and gets a nice and even heat. Almost knocked my mug. So, all right, now let's connect this bad boy back in. I'm gonna set this down. All right. So, let's see. This is kind of how the internals work. So you have that cooling fan in there, light, and if you want the fan, see how that fan works? So you kind of want to step back too. Microwave leakage, it's not good if you're like constantly working on these things. Yeah, just just take a couple steps back. The rule when it comes to microwave leakage is double the distance, half the exposure. So the further you are, the less exposure you get. Alright, is it steaming? And it looks like it's steaming. Let's take it over here. It was steaming, so it worked. Alrighty guys, if you guys like this video and you guys want me to make more videos like it, please like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification buttons, and every other thing that you do, so that more people can view my videos. Thanks guys, bye bye.